Guys, I think it's evident that when you take a look at East Carolina, it starts with Dominic Davis on offense, their quarterback, who's thrown for right at 3,000 yards and 22 touchdowns. And their offense is centered around him. He's good, they're good. And, defensively, they've improved immensely over a year. And with their defensive scheme, they're no longer 4 down front, they're a 3 down front. And, they're playing a lot better defense than what they had a year ago. So they played extremely well against Central Florida last weekend. I'm sure they'll come here well prepared on Saturday, so we got to make sure we do the same thing.
What are some of the things you have to do defensively to kind of limit him?
Well, you have to, I think it's the same story when you're playing an offense like that. He's going to complete some passes. That being said, you got to tackle him. They complete those 5-yard hitches and those 5-yard stop routes. You got to get him on the ground and do a great job tackling. And when you do put pressure on him, you got to make sure you cover up the hots and take those things away.
Talk about how many 3-man fronts did you face this year?
Everybody, just about everybody has some form of that. I mean, we're a 4-down base, but in passing situations, and even sometimes when you play spread offenses, will at times give you a 3-down look. So we see a lot of that throughout the year. They just at this point they base out of it instead of just line up in passing situations.
What challenges does that present?
Well, it's just different. I mean, when you have a 3 down front, your indicators are a little bit harder to determine. They bring people from different areas, and the blitz stuff is a little harder to pick up. But we spent a lot of time on that with an extra couple of days here, so offensively we had a few extra days prepared for that.
Is it easier to get your guys to lock in because they won on Saturday, so they got a lot to play for?
I think it's all about what we got to play for. I mean, our kids understand that there is a lot to play for. They got an opportunity to finish with more wins than anybody in the history of the school in Conference UA's finished. They could finish with 5 wins. They could finish with a bowl game. They could finish, and accomplish a lot of things. So our kids understand that. So, I think the thing that I want to happen in this game, you got a lot of seniors here that get a lot of this program to this university, from Vinnie Curry to Tyson to George to Tillman to Omar, and I mean, there's a lot of great seniors that have put a lot of hard work into this program and this university, and it's important that they go out the right way.
When you think about Vinny and deciding to come back, I mean, obviously that took some guts, and he put less some money out there. And just talk a little bit about what he's accomplished.
Well, I think the important thing for Vinny is, number one, is to walk out here with a degree in December, which wouldn't have happened if he'd gone out early. So I think that's the important thing. He gets his degree, and sooner or later these guys have to go to work for a living like we do. It's nice to be able to go out that door every day with a smile on their face doing what they want to do, and that degree will enable Vinny to do that. And I think he's helped himself immensely as far as his draft stock is concerned. He's had a great year. He's helped himself there too. So it was a win-win situation for Vinny. But it's not just about Vinny. It's about Tyson Gales and Georges and Tillmans and Omars and all those seniors. Delvin Johnson's had his best year, and it's important that they all go out and positive note.
How much did that senior class, those 4-year and 5-year guys, help you in your transition into this program?
No, there's no question. When they bought in, they bring along those other guys, and the guys that are still here have done that. They've done a tremendous job as far as leadership goes, and they've done a great job. And I can't say enough about the seniors that are here because they all are contributing, done a great job. And almost all of them walk out of here. Most of them in December with their degrees.
How tough is that for them to deal with coaching changes?
Well, it's hard. I mean, anytime there's change, it's hard. And the guys that recruited them are gone. The guys that coached them for 3 or 4 years is gone. And it is hard. But these guys have done a tremendous job adjusting, adapting to it, helping us out.
I talk about Cato and after you viewed that tape there from Thursday, what you saw, what improvements that you made.
Well, he's got. I think the one thing I mentioned earlier is, he looked like a freshman again. I think when he got, that when your starter, when he's starting, gets about 80% of the reps. Especially when you go like on a Tuesday, you go good on good. Your starter gets all the reps. And that being said, with that being a short week last week, his preparation days was about 1. As a starter instead of a normal full week. And I think I don't think there's any doubt that having the entire, having Sunday and today, tomorrow, and all week prepare for this game, he's going to do a better job and be a better player because of it.
At the same time, you mentioned him a little bit after the game there on Thursday, but how about what Blake? You got to kind of prepare him a little bit more, got to get him more ready this week.
Yeah, he has to be. Yeah, he'll get last week at the Memphis game, one preparation he got was with Tony on the plane on the way there. So that being said, he got that, and he got pregame. And, but you know, Blake's at every meeting. He's extremely intelligent. If he had to go in and play, he would have went and played. And he's just a great kid. He's got a tremendous attitude. He's going to be a great player here. But he'll have this week of preparation under his belt. If he has to play, he will.
Do you do anything additional to try to protect Cato so that you don't have to use Blake?
You got to do what you got to do to win a football game, whatever that is. And, we'll change a couple things possibly, but we got to do what we got to do.
And, how's AJ? Did everything go well there?
Yeah, surgery went well. And he's AJ's he'll be fine. That labrum is the thing that once it's healed, it's good. He's got some rehab to do, and hopefully the spring will be fine.
What anything new on Bruin?
Practice Sunday, and should do a little bit today. The rest of them, I think, when we talk about injuries, Chuck, I don't think we have anybody that, we're beat up. I mean, at this point in the game, at this point in the season, when your 12th game, we're going to have some people banged and bruised, but I think for the most part, they should all play.
What do you remember most about this game from last year and getting your first glance at Davis, and what improvements has he made?
He's had another year under his belt in the offense, and he's had some, last year at number 7, I remember 17 running around till we couldn't tackle him. He's in the NFL now, thank goodness. So they had some tremendous players, but they, you look at their roster, they got a roster full of North Carolina kids, and I played East Carolina for 20-some straight years at different places. Didn't play with Florida, but played with NC State those other years, and I never lined up against the East Carolina team that didn't have some skill guys. And they're no different this year. They'll have some guys that can run, some guys that can catch. It's just the way they are. Whether they're located or around a lot of skill, they do a good job recruiting.
With their top receiver out, does that lessen them at all? Or?
I don't know. I mean, I saw number 15 run right by Central Florida. And I see they got other guys. They've got, they got some injuries, but so do we. We've got a quarterback that's had labor surgery, so we got our own issues. So do they. Again, it's the 12th game of the year. When somebody goes out, somebody else has to step in and find a way to get it done. And we're a little bit the same boat they are, but they got some guys that can replace those guys.
Traditionally, this is a game that it's hit or miss with a fan because it's Thanksgiving break and everything. How much do you want to stress to get people out here?
Well, I think it's important. I mean, there's a lot to play for. I mean, there's a lot to play for, but I think the most important thing to play for is these seniors. What they brought to this program, and the investment they put into this university and the programs. I think our fans need to come out and see these guys for the last time and thank them for all they've done for us, and let our seniors thank the fans for what they've done for them. I think it's a two-way street. So I just think it's important to get a great crowd out here, and I know our seniors looking forward to it. And like I say, I hope people show up for the Tysons and Bennies and Omars and all those guys that have given so much to this university.
What does that mean to you as your first senior class as head coach?
Well, I mean, it's hard to watch guys. It's fun to watch them grow up and move on and see how much they've progressed and get their degrees and all those kind of things. That's an important thing. But it's always hard when they walk out there for the last time, at this stage. And but their moms are there, their families are there, and it's an emotional day for these guys. A lot of them will be the last time they ever, could take care of business. It's not the last time, but it'd be the last time they put a uniform on and go out into that stadium. And for some of them. They got about 2 games of football left in their careers. Fortunately, there's a couple of them that make them want to play, but for the most part, football's over. It's hard from the time most of these kids today, they play from the time they're 7, 8 years old, and Pop Warner all the way up, and all of a sudden, 18 years later, or whatever it is, 16 years later, it's over. And sometimes it's hard, but these kids are all good kids, and they're smart, and they've got their degrees, so they'll be fine.
End of year 1 or getting near the end of year 2, what have you learned? Your first run here as a coach.
I learned it's a good conference. I learned you better. I think it's an excellent conference. I think it's. If you look at this conference, I mean, Southern Miss, Houston, Tulsa's getting top 25 votes right now, and that's going to be a heck of a game on Friday afternoon.
What's your pick?
I'm not going to tell you my pick. I think it's going to be a great game.
The players picked yesterday.
And did they? I'm not going to pick, but I tell you, it's a great. It should be a great game. I think Tulsa overall is a really good football team, and so is Houston. So it'll be a fun game to watch.
You always talk about waiting until the end of the game to see the scoreboard. You came into the season with a very tough schedule. Now you're playing for bowl games, possibly winning season. You proud of the effort with these guys?
Well, I think the thing is Keith, you know, here at Marshall, we want to play for championships. And you know what? We still are. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, I mean, we're still playing for a championship Saturday. But I think as a coach, and as far as we're concerned, until we win that championship, we're never going to be satisfied. You know, we knew going in we had a very difficult schedule, and we embraced that schedule. And I think, you know, going into this last week, having the opportunity, number one, still play for championship, you know, play for a bowl game, a lot of positive things. To have the best record that Marshall's had in this conference, those were all positives. But the ultimate goal is to play for a championship. Until you do that, you're never satisfied.